Welcome back everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you how to trim a brisket. All right, so to get started, we're going to flip it over and we're just going to lightly cut this vac seal open. One thing you want to avoid is making a big ugly slash down the middle of your brisket. So make sure you use a nice sharp knife and a nice light incision on your vac seal packet. All right, so to get started, we're just going to take any excess fat and silver skin off the bottom. And you really want to make sure you're using a nice sharp knife. I'm just making nice, easy, light cuts. If you're using too much pressure to get through the trimming process, you really run the risk of slipping and cutting yourself. I'm just using my Victorinox trimming knife. If you're interested in one of these ones, I'll put a link down in the description. All right, so I'm pretty happy with the underside of that flat. What we're going to work on now is just this pocket of fat you'll always get where the point and flat meet. So when I'm trimming, I will always keep in mind, I want to be trimming in a way that this brisket is going to end up nice and uniform, which is going to help it cook nice and even. So I'm just going to square that side up, and that's about as far as I'll go with that section where the point and flat meet. I'll trim a little bit more off this point side here. And honestly, that's as far as I'll go with the underside. Like I said, you're going to get this pocket of fat that goes right through the brisket where the point and flat meet. You just want to trim it down as best you can, but you're not going to get rid of all of it. So now we'll flip our brisket over. Now briskets come in all different shapes and sizes. Some will have this big, ugly top flap on top. This one's not too bad, but we're just going to work on, like I said, making this nice and aerodynamic. And then I'll just trim any fat on the flat side down to about 2 to 3 mil thick. Now, if you're working with a really lean brisket, I'll tend to leave a bit more fat on the flat side. If you're working with a higher grade Wagyu brisket, you can afford to trim a little bit more off. So if I just rotate the brisket around, we've got a big pocket of fat here as well. We'll just work on trimming out. And what I'll do now is just this whole thin edge here, I'll square up. And then if I've got any other thin edges, I'll just square them up as well. All right, and that's honestly as far as I'll go when I'm trimming a brisket for home cooking. A really nice uniform shape. Like I said earlier, that's just going to help it cook nice and even. We've got a good amount of fat coverage on the flat. You also just want to take note of any potential areas where juice is going to pull up on your brisket. We could potentially see some here. So when I'm cooking this one, later on during the cook, I might prop something up underneath it just to help any excess pooling run off. And any excess trimming, always save that. It makes for great burger mince. Any fat, you can render down and make some beef tallow. It has been raining on and off in this video, so I do apologize if you're picking any of that up. But seriously, that is as far as I'll go for a home cooking style brisket. So if you've got any questions, don't hesitate to ask in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.